Show me a picture of the edge. If the earth is flat, why doesn't all the water fall off the edge? Why don't we fall off the edge? I've seen boats go over the curve. The sun sets. If the earth was flat, the sun would get smaller and smaller as it moves further and further away from us. The sun, moon, and the stars are round. Therefore, earth must be round. If the earth isn't spinning, how do earthquakes work? I've seen the curve, and we've all seen the proof from NASA. I don't care. Flat, round, sphere, oblate, spheroid, what does it matter? Your research and your theories do not matter. It doesn't make a difference, and you're wasting your time. You are an idiot. If the earth is flat, why don't you go jump off the edge? Shoot yourself. Don't breed. We will discuss. Show me a picture of the edge. First of all, I would like to explain what the flat, plain Earth looks like. In the heliocentric model, the Arctic North Pole is on the top of a spinning sphere, and Antarctica is on the bottom. In the geocentric model, the Arctic is the magnetic center, and Antarctica is the ice wall that surrounds us. The Antarctic ice wall is what holds the oceans in. It is south from Africa, South America, and Australia. The ice wall that holds our oceans at bay. Can we visit the edge? Who owns Antarctica? Antarctica is governed internationally through the Antarctic Treaty System. The Antarctic Treaty was signed in 1959, and it is not up for debate until 2048. 12 countries started the treaty. Since 1959, other countries have acceded to the treaty and now guard Antarctica. We do not have the right to explore Antarctica freely. If the Earth is flat, why doesn't all the water flow off the edge? Why don't we fall off the edge? This is a huge misconception that has been programmed into our minds when we consider the idea of a flat and stationary Earth. It is still globe Earth thinking to imagine a flat Earth still floating in outer space. When you consider a flat and stationary plane, and you look into the sky, and you see the darkness of what we were told was space, and you look at the sky, and the moon, and the sun, and the stars and our luminaries, those were placed above us, here for us. We do not float randomly amongst them. They were put here for timing, for seasons, for guidance, for direction, and they are here for us. We are the center. I've seen boats go over the curve of the horizon. This is not reality. All one has to do is get a camera which would have much stronger optics than our eyes can handle, and when you zoom in, you can see boats that you thought disappeared over the curve. Many obstacles can hinder our ability to see boats out at sea. Atmospheric lensing, atmospheric refraction, moisture, pollution, even waves, but not the curvature. The sun sets. If the earth was flat, it would get smaller and smaller as it travels away from us. Here you are witnessing reality. Your sun does get smaller and smaller as it travels away from you, unless it's impeded by a false horizon. During conditions where there is less topography, less moisture, less pollution, you can witness your sun move further and further away and get smaller and smaller. If the sun and moon and stars are round, why would Earth be flat? That's kind of like saying, if the balls on a pool table are round, then obviously the table must be round. But we know that's not correct. We cannot use what is in the sky to denote the shape of the Earth. However, I do encourage you to look into what really is above us in the sky. The sun and the moon look round. They also look similar in size. But the stars are another story. And the planets or wandering luminaries is another story. Here is a video of Venus. It's vibrating with sacred geometry. Many of our stars showcase evidence of being affected by a frequency swing. The stars are not suns. They are something completely different. They are set on their own path and they move together. The sun has its own cycle and circuit. If we are spinning, how do earthquakes work? The next few images are of the continental plates, or what I like to call the pillars of Earth, because that's what it resembles when you look on it. First of all, the heliocentric model does not say that we have earthquakes due to the spin of Earth. Tectonic plates can still shift up and down and back and forth on a flat and stationary plane, and this would cause earthquakes. I've seen the curve. We've all seen proof from NASA's photos.
2.0. NASA's Rob Simon made this. And it had wide appeal too. For example, it ended up as the default background on the iPhone.
I didn't even know until I bought an iPhone and turned it on and kind of did a little happy dance.
Simon's job is...
It's primarily taking data and making pictures out of it.
That's what this is. A composite of data sets from several different instruments translated into a picture.
To us, the really cool thing was the data set. Up until that point, there was no realistic color map of the globe anywhere.
So the land layer here comes from
the Moderate Resolution Imaging Spectroradiometer aboard Terra.
And the tricky part here was the weather.
So we actually had to take clouds out.
They stashed the clouds for later, went onto the ocean. That came from an instrument that measures phytoplankton in the sea.
Where it was low, I colored it dark blue because they're low mostly in mid-oceans. And then where it was a little bit higher, it was like a little bit brighter green.
Then add the clouds back in.
There's a small problem with it because there's a very slight gap in between each orbit.
So some of those are painted on.
It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
NASA admits these are just images and not real photos. Using a clone tool to make the globe Earth lie more believable. And true to form, embedding subliminal messages to further our programming. So would the real Earth please stand up? NASA, which one is real? Notice how 2012 North America is gigantic. I don't care. Flat, round, sphere, oblate spheroid. Why does it even matter? Well, I'm here to tell you, it does matter. Too many people nowadays do not care. Too many people full of apathy. The heliocentric model would have you believe that the Big Bang and evolution explain your life. That you were just an accident. That you were just a speck of dust in the universe. And that you evolved from some primordial soup. Makes it very easy to make slaves out of humans when they think that they are nothing. When they do not understand their potential.
NASA makes billions of dollars off of us every year. NASA and other agencies were created, and they exist specifically to uphold this lie. On the contrary, the geocentric model supports the idea that creation is the only explanation, that we were created with a purpose, that we were created with unbelievable human potential, that we are incredibly valuable, that the universe revolves around us, that we are the center. Why does this matter, you say? Imagine if all humans understood this. If all human beings understood that they were created for a purpose, and that Earth was created just for us, and that we are very significant. Imagine how things would change. Imagine how we would act differently if we knew that there was a creator keeping tabs on us. We would have to be accountable for all of our actions. Just imagine. I encourage you to research your flat and stationary Earth. I encourage you to keep looking for truth. I encourage you to keep awakening, to open your mind. Your research and your theories do matter. Overcome your brainwashing. Overcome your programming. Find yourself. Please enjoy your flat earth awakening.